Welcome to the Gerry Anderson podcast, which today, unusually, sees the presenter complain about his perceived status in this radio station called Radio Foyle. Not unnaturally, he sees himself as a flagship, a stalwart of the station, but alas, others do not hold him in such high regard. Now, the fat boy was on talking. He didn't mention anything about anything, but I know how he's treated properly in his programme. They're all afraid of him. But I get nothing but, well, contempt. I walked in here this morning. The first thing that happened to me, and you weren't here, and I can't blame you, but I know that if you had been here, you would have agreed entirely. A young lady who worked in this programme accused me of wearing false tan today.
Janet?
Yeah.
Well, are you?
No, I'm not, but that's not the point.
Yeah, but you do.
Whenever you
wear
walk
false
in,
tan.
you can't expect people to say, "Are you wearing false tan?" That's a lack of respect. Do you know what I mean? It's implying that A, I'm vain, and B, well, of course, which I am, and B, it's just not.
Well, you are vain.
Well, yes, but but why did you say
you're on Facebook?
I'm not on Facebook.
You are on Facebook.
I am on Facebook.
Anyone on Facebook's vain.
What a lovely statement that is. I am not on Facebook by choice. I was put on Facebook by other people.
Put on my eye.
Put on your eye?
What do you mean you were put on?
I had nothing to do with going on Facebook.
Well, someone said you. Is that the thing you do?
I don't remember. I don't recall ever being on Facebook. I don't recall ever deciding to go on Facebook and doing something about it. Do you know the way you might say, I think I'll go on Facebook, then you say to somebody beside you, hey, how do you get on Facebook? And then they tell you, and then you do it. I don't recall ever doing that. I've no recollection of ever doing that.
Is that the thing where someone writes...
Twitter's different.
Yeah, but no, what's the thing...
And I'm not a tweeter either.
I can't get a word in me.
I know it's because I'm angry. That's all. I'm surrounded by these people. Well, you interrupt me all the time. Why should I interrupt you? It's my turn. This is my programme. What do you call this show? The Sean Call Show? No, that's a little one that comes on later. This is the Gerry Anderson Show. I can interrupt whoever I like, and I'm getting no respect.
Well, do you see that...
Do you think I'm angry today?
Do you see that...
Who's there with me today?
Emma.
See, notice why I say who's there with you? Because it's not about you, it's about me. Who's there with Emma? Emma, do you think I have fake tan on?
Yes, she says.
Well, I have. Only a wee bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm angry about... I didn't think it was noticeable. Facebook has revolutionised the way people communicate with each other and interact generally. This is regarded as a force for good amongst those of us who are normal and well-adjusted. But there are the other kind.
Is that Facebook? Where you're asked to be somebody's wee friend. Will you be my wee friend, my wee chum? Is that Facebook?
Yes, it is.
Well, you just ignore those when people say they will.
No, do you know what I do? When people ask to be your wee friend, and there's a little box which says confirm, another little box that says not now.
I've never got that then.
That's because nobody's ever asked you to be your friend. I hover between the two. Confirm? I don't know.
What's the other thing? There's a Facebook and then there's another thing. There's another thing. There
are many other
yeah,
things.
But
it's what's called God's creation.
No, but this is the thing where people know what you're doing every minute of the day.
Twitter.
No, it's not
Twitter.
It's not Twitter.
Well, what is it then?
I don't know. There's something. It's not something else.
There are many other things.
Will you be my wee friend?
Well, there were different other things, but the major one is Facebook. There were other things, but they kind of
is it Facebook?
petered out. If I may use that expression.
If someone emails you asking to be their wee friend, you just delete it, don't you?
You do that because you're a non-human person. You see, you don't value any kind of human contact. What I do is this.
I put that down to vanity. You see, anyone who does that.
No, there are people out there who need friends. You see, what has happened that Facebook has taken the place. Do you remember pen pals?
Yeah.
Did you ever have a pen pal? Somewhere in Papua New Guinea, somebody called Oyo Hoyo. Did you ever have a pen pal? I had a pen pal in the Orinoco who was called Ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha. And I would write to him all the time. Never met him. And he used to tell me about... I know it's all lies. Once again, in Northern Ireland presence graces Coronation Street, so it does. Everything it is said seeks clarification, so it does. And it's good to hear a Northern Ireland accent again on this soap, so it is. You know...
Edward's waiting to talk to you. He has to go out.
Is he?
Yeah.
Did you see Coronation Street last night?
Get yourself on.
No, but did you?
No.
Did you not?
No.
Do you remember?
Edward's dropped out.
Pardon?
No, Edward, he's dropped out.
He's dropped out? He's not there then?
No. Emma's...
Try that again.
Emma's tracing him.
Let me see. Do you want me to try if you
No, you stay where you are.
Don't miss Coronation Street tonight.
Right, there he is now.
Don't miss Coronation Street tonight, said the
He
blonde.
has to go out.
Don't miss Coronation Street tonight, said the blonde UTV continuity lady, when Jim McDonald gets a bad case of the head staggers. This is what she said, I swear to God. And she was right, so she was. There was the pride of Fermanagh, actor Charlie Lawson robbing a bank with a sawn-off shotgun. Nothing ever goes right for poor Jim McDonald, so it doesn't. And soon the bank was surrounded by coppers, so it was. Jim swore he'd never be taken alive, so he did. But after all Jim's bluster and bragging, he collapsed like a cheap suit and came out meekly with his hands above his head, so he did. Go out with a bang, Jim, I yelled. But Jim went out with a whimper, so he did. You know what I mean, mucker? It'll be a long time before Jim holds the lovely Liz in his arms again, so it will. He was outside. It was great. I just switched it on. He was Jim, what do you call him? Jim McDonald? Charlie Lawson. The sawed-off shotgun. I have a feeling Coronation Street has lost the plot a little. Ken Barlow, how many times have you been married? 15?
Ach, I don't know.
And he's witnessed 18 murders.
Yeah, I stopped watching that. When Albert Tatlock packed it in, I stopped it.
Albert Tatlock. I remember I met Albert Tatlock.
He stopped in the Central Hotel.
Yeah, I used to stay there a long time ago.
Yeah,
I used to be doing bits and pieces
that's
over
where
there.
he lived. He lived in the hotel.
I remember sitting talking to him.
You didn't.
He said, "Hello, Jerry. How's it going?" There are many views held on the subject of makeup for men and indeed deliberate male nudity in public places. It is not difficult to guess where Coilus Interruptus stands on either issue.
Any time that I was in makeup, which is not a lot.
No, you don't need any.
No, but no, thank you. That's a
No,
compliment.
it's not a compliment.
No,
They waste it. It's wasted on you.
no, but I mean, I would be afraid to say to a girl. I would be afraid of what she would think of me. What's in that wee tube there? You know.
Why would you think any of the less of it? You see, women aren't like you. You see, if you say to a girl who's a makeup girl, what's that they're using? Do you know what that is? That's showing an interest in her job. She's not going to think that there's something wrong with you because you think there would be something wrong with asking somebody about makeup. It's just because you're not a metrosexual.
It's because I mean, I wouldn't. First, I wouldn't remember what she told me.
You wouldn't think of asking.
I wouldn't. No, I would never dream of asking what.
Would you never say, for instance, supposing somebody puts something in your face? Oh, that's good. What is that?
Who's going to put anything in my face?
The girl, the makeup girl.
But no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even think about that.
You're afraid of your feminine side. That's what's wrong with you. You're afraid. You're a big macho boy. You're one of those guys, and I know you're one of those guys when you go into a shower, and you know in a communal changing room. Have you ever seen those men? The men who change and they all walk around and go, "Ah! I want to bite you! What the? What? Right there! Quite well out there today, man! Come on!" Walking around naked. And they're shouting because they're naked. Whereas if they're walking around naked, they can't go, "Hello, how are you?" They go,
You're implying that I'm one of those boys.
You're one of those.
I
yeah.
walk about.
Would you walk around naked in front of another man?
Not at all.
Well, I would. But I wouldn't be going, "Argh!" I'd be going, lovely day outside. We were listening to you. I think we'll just get away from that.
We will, yes.
We are listening to you from Chamonix this morning, which apparently is someplace in France. It is cloudy, but very warm. Yesterday, it was 25 degrees and sunny. Now, when I say, would you walk, I mean in a changing room.
I know.
Would you? No, this is a serious question. You know,
The
sometimes
answer's
you're going
no.
to change it. No, okay, there are people going to change the room. Some people are going to the sunbeds, some people are going to the pool, and some people are going to work out, and they all change in the communal changing rooms. Now, some men don't like walking around naked. You don't like that.
No.
I have finally converted the beautiful Claire, but I don't like it either, but it doesn't bother me one way or the other, but it bothers you. It bothers you, doesn't it? You'll be going,
No, you're a wee poser.
Yes. I have finally converted the beautiful Claire, my new wife of 3 months, to the Jerry Anderson podcast last night, although it took a little brandy. Please say hello to Bernie and Charmaine, respective Ben Burb and Helen's Bay listeners at home with the dishes. That's Dan and Claire. And
You'd be happy in a nudist camp.
Oh, I would be. Do you know where I always go?
No,
stop it.
Where?
Stop it now. Stop
Where?
it. I like to watch them. You see,
You like to watch them.
No, you see, the people who go to nudist colonies, and I don't mean to imply any disrespect, they're not usually the best looking of people. There are certain places in Ibiza and Tenerife, which would be well known to the people here, certain nudist beaches where a man or a woman can walk along the water and watch the people who are standing and sunbathing naked. Have you ever done that?
No.
I've done that. The ones you don't like are the fellas who stand.
That'd be you.
No, I
That'd
wouldn't
be
stand.
you.
No.
You're a poser.
And I've never ever yet to see a good-looking guy or a good-looking fella in a nudist beach. Ever. Because they're all the ones who are not good-looking. Jerry, can you now keep away from this? The presenter's not just paranoid. No, he's worse than that. He is right. Acts of treachery, cowardice and selfishness unfold before his very eyes as if the guilty don't care, have no conscience or feelings.
Have you David Oliver's CD with you?
I haven't got it with me, but it's very good. And I haven't got it with me because my desk is in disarray.
Mm-hmm. Christine Gallagher from Strabane.
I'm going to tell him about your cabinet. I'm going to tell them about your cabinet. I'm going to tell them what you did.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm going to tell them what you did. He went behind my back.
I did not go behind
Yes,
your back.
you did.
I went to the manager of Radio 4.
And you said, I need a cabinet, a big cabinet for all my CDs.
Yes.
Two men from the BBC. BBC is a wonderful organisation.
Uh-huh.
If you make a good case for a big cabinet,
Yes.
men will come from Belfast with a big cabinet and assemble where you want it. And I've been sitting there and I'm looking, and I look at my desk and it's piled high with CDs. I look at the little wooden shelves, broken, and they're piled high with CDs. I look at my little shabby little drawers for which I've lost the keys, and they're piled high with CDs. And I see this man coming in. I say, "Oh, hello, sir. What are you here for?" "Oh," he said, "I'm putting in a big cabinet for all your CDs." And I said, "What a great idea." And I turned around to Sean. I said, "Sean, the man's got a cabinet here for all our CDs." He said, "No, they're for mine."
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go away, and I came back and I saw the cabinet erected,
Yes.
stocked with CDs,
Uh-huh.
locked.
Yes.
I said, "Where's the key to that?" She said, "It's in my pocket." And I said, "Aren't we working on the same program?" He said, "No." So he won't let me use it. This is what I was referring to at the start, lack of respect. That's all I'm saying. Let the people make their own judgment on that. And those CDs are for just your wee show that nobody listens to. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Do you think I'm bitter about this?
Yes. That's
I
great.
am.
So
I'm very angry about this. Also, people are angry about the situation.
I'll keep stuff for you.
Oh, that's a change.
Yeah, I'll keep
Have
stuff.
you got the key with you?
Yes.
Can I see it? Have you got it with you?
I haven't got
I
it.
want you to jingle it.
No,
Have you got it with you?
Lo and behold,
Well-
I've left it unattended, lying on my desk.
I'm getting up there now. I'll open it. Welcome to the Daily Jerry Anderson podcast, where the presenter is still feeling the hurt and humiliation from yesterday's show, where it was revealed that Mr. Coyle has a new cabinet for his records and the presenter does not. It's an injustice, and it must be righted. Do you remember Dion and the Belmonts?
I do.
I'm sure you've got them up in your locked cupboard upstairs. Do you know what I did today?
No.
I discovered where you got that, and it makes me think even less of you. I talked yesterday about a certain person belonging to this program. No, not belonging to this program. A person who's elbowed into this program, who has his own program, decided that he would get a big cabinet for all his CDs and not let me use it in any way because he would get the key when I was away and put it in his pocket and put all
What
his
are you
own
talking
crap.
about?
The big cabinet you have upstairs. I went into where the girls are, where Emma's office. I never go into Emma's office unless she asks me in. She asked me in this morning. Mm-hmm. And I said to her, "By the way, while I'm here, Emma, I'm looking for an A4 envelope." And she said, "Oh, I'll get one for you." I said, No, sure, I know where they are. I'll go over to your cabinet. And I went over, and her cabinet was gone. And there was a little wooden, ramshackle, horrible little cabinet. It was all scratched. And I said, "Where's your lovely big cabinet?" She said, "Sean took it." You took her cabinet. Emma, I'm surprised. Is Emma here today?
Yes.
Emma, I'm surprised that she sat silent yesterday whilst this travesty went on. You talked about your new cabinet. Emma, God bless her. And this is the spirit of Derry women. She said nothing because she knew in her heart and soul it was her cabinet that you had liberated. Like a man going into Iraq and breaking into the museum and stealing all the wonderful pieces. That's what you were like. Do you know what you're like? A Visigoth. You're like a man sacking Rome. You've no care or consideration for things belonging to innocent young girls. She's got a child, that woman. The presenter has often been the target of Mr. Coyle's sniping as he waits to undermine the presenter's confidence by jumping on his every word. It's time for Coyle's interruptus to be, well, interrupted. It was recorded by Henry with a Polish group in Poland, because Henry often goes to Poland, and it made a recording with
That's where he
some very...
lost his guitar. That's where he lost his guitar.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know that. I thought
Yes,
he
you
lost
did.
it elsewhere.
No, it was
I wasn't quite sure. He lost it in an airport, at an air flight,
on his way to
on his way to Poland. So
Yeah.
technically didn't lose it in Poland.
No, well, okay. Yes, he doesn't know.
That's what you do. It's annoying, that, isn't it? The people, you tell
He
somebody
doesn't
something.
know. No, he doesn't know.
Doesn't know.
Yeah.
It's terrible when you tell somebody something and they nitpick it. That's what
No,
you do.
I don't
with
mind
me.
that.
No, you do, mate.
I do.
I
I
saw
don't.
it. I saw
I
a
don't.
wave
I
of
don't
anger across your face.
And
there.
the same man who wants the acoustic version of Belfast to Boston also would like you to play McAlpine's Fusiliers.
Big old boys fuse hail the Glen came McAlpine's men with 100 men behind them. They drank the sub
by Pecker Dunn.
by Pack.
by Pecker Dunn.
Yes.
That was Ronnie Drew, alas gone. Listen, the BBC tells me that today is a Sustainability Day.
Right.
Do you know what that
I
means?
have no idea.
Sustainability Day? Does it mean if you can keep up with people?
I don't
What is
know.
it, sustainability?
I have no idea.
And keep you uppy? What is sustainability? Being able to go through the whole day without eating? What is it? Sustainability Day? Hello. Good morning. My name.
Do you remember Catchy Bunchy, Rick at the Wally, Under the Leggy?
I don't want to go down that road today.
But do you remember that?
No.
You don't? I know you don't. You don't know what I'm talking about,
No,
do
because
you?
I never had a childhood.
No, you don't know. It's...
What's that again?
Catchy Bunchy, Rick at the Wally.
Yeah, let me just make a note of that. Catchy punchy.
Rick at the Wally, Under the
No,
Leggy.
you're too quick for me. Catchy punchy.
Rick at the Wally,
Rick at the Wally.
Under the Leggy.
I like Under the Leggy.
I know you do.
And what else is there?
I don't know what's after that, so I can't remember.
Catchy Bally, Rickety Wally.
Catchy Bunchy, Rick at the Wally, Under the Leggy. But there was something else. It was a little rhyme that the girls chanted when they were playing ball. Do you not remember?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The programme is beginning. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is Catchy Bunchy, Rickety Wally, and Under the Leggy. No man should ever leave home without a hairbrush, a lesson the presenter learnt at the knee of Jackie Fullerton. Unfortunately, the decline in standards of appearance amongst the good people of Ulster has caused difficulties. What is it about me that people don't like? What is it? Even the most innocent thing I do, there's a hassle. So a thing happened to me yesterday, and I'm going to tell you what it is. I mentioned it to you upstairs, but not in any great detail. I want you to analyse this and tell me, is it me or what? I'm standing in a queue yesterday. I won't tell you where I was because it will reveal something about me that I don't want revealed. I'm standing, right? I'm wearing, my beautiful black shiny jacket? Not really sexy one, not sexy one.
Yes.
I've been wearing that, you see, and in my pocket was my wallet. Now, I had to reach into my pocket and take in my wallet. Catchy, punchy, rickety wally under the leggy. So I had to reach into my pocket to take out my wallet. Whilst reaching into my pocket, taking out my wallet, my little hairbrush. I have a little denim hairbrush, a little black.
You've not. A brush, a hairbrush?
Yes.
You have not.
I have.
You've a brush. I know that. A bebop brush.
Not a big brush, a small brush for combing one's hair.
But it wouldn't. But it's the one.
It's a plain black denim brush.
And you put your finger on the wee loop.
You don't
and
put your
brush
finger. It's got a
hair
little
back.
handle on it, little slight handle. It's very small. It's only about what would that be there? 4 inches, 5 inches tall.
Hairbrush.
Yeah.
You carry a hairbrush.
Yeah. But you see, this is
For
what's wrong with me.
Girls. That's a girl's accessory.
Is it? Yeah. I didn't know that. But see, this is what's wrong with me, and this is what makes me different from other people. Now, I didn't see anything wrong with that. I look at that hairbrush. I see a plain black brush. Small. This is not fancy or anything like that. And it's got just a little plait, just a wee, functional hairbrush.
Yeah, a hairbrush that a girl
So I
would
dropped
use.
it. I dropped it. And there was a guy standing behind me. And he went, "Hey." I didn't realise I dropped it. He said, "Hey, you dropped your fancy hairbrush."
You see?
And know what I said to him?
What?
"Fancy," I said. "I'd like to see yours, if you think that's fancy." Do you think that was good?
That was all right. Yeah.
Anyway, I've got this sore jaw now. I tried everything, but nothing seems to work. But I mean, what is that? Why didn't he just say you dropped your brush? He said, "You dropped your fancy hairbrush." What he was saying to me was, "Who do you think you are? Why do people not like me, Sean?" He must have known who I was. Everybody knows me. Well, wouldn't he? Wouldn't you think he would say, like, you dropped your hairbrush there? You dropped your fancy hairbrush? You know? I was hurt.
Yeah, I can see. I
You
can
know,
tell.
because
Between
but
that-
then again, when you say that I shouldn't have the hairbrush at all,
Yeah.
so therefore, what I'm saying to you is that the likelihood is that man has the same mindset as you. You have the same mindset as that man. So that's two of you.
No,
You're
I
against
see.
me.
I
You're
would-
against me.
Right. Had I right, I was standing behind you. I didn't see it dropping
What
out
would
of your
you say?
pocket. I didn't see it drop out of your pocket.
You'd say, "Oh, look, some girls dropped this." Was that what you would say?
I wouldn't tap you in the shoulder and say, "Is that yours?" Because I would just say, "That's not his. That's some girls dropped that."
I mean, see, there's
And-
an assumption that I
yeah,
wouldn't have a brush
I would,
like that.
Exactly. I would have kicked it to one side. I would.
In case you're contaminated,
I would have flicked it with my foot. I just flicked it like that.
because it belonged to some girls who it didn't
Say-
matter.
Well, see, the fact that it dropped on the floor, the girl wouldn't come back for it. The girl wouldn't want it.
Why would you not want it?
Because it's been lying there for a long
You
time.
can
The
wash
girl-
it. You can bring it into the shower with you.
No, a girl would buy another one in the chemist shop.
Well, you see, I resent the fact that people think it's odd that I have a small brush like that. You think it's odd, the man, the fancy hairbrush. You could get a big fancy hairbrush.
Have you got a mirror?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Oh, that I carry
you
around?
Carry about like a wee
You mean a compact?
compact? Have you?
No, I don't. I don't have that. I can put my false tan on without it. Golf raises its ugly head. The American accent, which has infected several of our native golfers, has now spread eastwards to Scotland. Mr. Coyle is, of course, excited.
Listen.
yes.
I was thinking.
Don't shout at me. There's
I
no
was
need
think-
for it.
No, I was thinking about you the other day.
Oh, great.
And I says, "Oh, I'll ask him when I see him."
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the golf.
Uh-huh.
Right.
How unusual.
No, but- right, and they were interviewing this golfer,
Yes.
and he was from Scotland,
Yes.
but he had been playing a lot on the American circuit,
Nice music, Teddy.
and he was Scotland's version of GMAC, but I cannot get him. I can't get. Can
It's
you
a Scottish accent.
Scottish
It's not American like that.
but with a Scottish accent.
Let me try to do that. You see, I'm going to Scotland every once in a while. And, oh, it's difficult.
It's very difficult. Isn't it?
Very
And
difficult.
I
It's hard
said,
enough
"Oh,
doing GMAC.
That's right. I said, this guy's great. This guy.
I started.
See,
You become James Galway in no
so
time at all.
hard you do.
James
This is the
Galway was
greatest
playing the flute with an astronaut. You read that in the paper today.
saw that,
He's
yeah.
playing a piece, a little known piece by a German composer, and he played the piece in the flute. He played in the flute here on terra firma. You know what terra firma is?
Yeah.
It's near Dunfermline. I played it in terra firma, and the astronaut up there whizzing around the sky, he was playing it's a girl, and she was playing the second part. And it was great. And I said to Herbert von Karajan, who's in Berlin Philharmonic, I said, Herbert von Karajan, that's some crack in it. And Herbert von Karajan said to me, what's in haben, it's in fliffen. And I
Try
said,
it.
you're dead right. Herbert,
Try the
I
Scottish accent again with an American. Try
okay,
it,
it's
try
very
it.
hard.
I know it is. But
I'm standing here in Carnhusty, but I've been in America for a very long time. I can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. The mention of hairbrushes sparks comment from some survivors of the great bebob epidemic of the 1950s. The presenter feels obliged to intervene to explain, inform and entertain. Let me explain about those little hairbrushes. What they are, little round plastic brushes with
That's
with a
right.
little spike in the middle.
I still carry one in my pocket.
And there's a little spike in the middle, and you put them between your four fingers. What would you call that? What would you call that?
Sorry?
What do you call it? You just put your finger in there.
It's
There's
a
a
holder.
wee
But he-
hole, a
but
wee,
he-
a wee loop.
No, but he mentioned something.
It's just a loop of
A loop,
plastic.
And they were
so there's-
no, I don't gang up on me.
Tell me this before you continue.
No, before we go any further.
but I want to-
No, before we go any
no,
further. Not
before-
before you continue.
No, but
before
before-
we go any further.
I had my before and before you.
No, my before you continued was in before you said before you start.
Well, I just want to ask you and
No, let
Bill-
me ask you before you start.
No. Is it a bebob or
That's
a
what I was going to
bebop?
ask you.
Is it bebob or
Bebop.
bebop?
Now, you see, this is what I'm going to ask you because we always called it a bebob.
Well, I was in first.
Do you know why? Do you know why? Because
Bebop.
we didn't know the same reason we called the Three Stooges the Three Stooges.
Well, is it
we
bebop
didn't know what
or
a stooge
bebop?
was. It was bebop. But we didn't know what bebop was. And the nearest thing
It's
to
a
bebop,
bebop. It's a bebop brush.
bebop is jazz music. And the
Bebop
reason why it was
music.
called a bebop brush was because all the jazz musicians had
That's
like
right.
Jerry Mulligan and people like that. Apart from the black guys, all the white guys, what they call the West Coast cool guys, they all had this crew cut, right? So they call it a bebop brush, but we didn't know what bebop was, so we called it, what's that, a bebop? A bebop brush.
Yeah.
That's like calling...
Bebob. All
Yes.
these years I've been calling it a bebob.
I know, I'm glad I stopped you saying that.
No, you didn't.
No, I wanted to say it before you did.
What?
Yeah, it's my program. I want to say stuff before you do. Do you say that anymore? If you
What?
give us a few quid for your trouble, do you ever say that?
No, never.
Do you see, whenever you don't tip in restaurants, which I've seen you not doing on many's an occasion, but if you were ever, to, I've never seen you tipping.
Hark at him. Hark at him sitting in there. You know what I'm going to tell. You know what I'm going to tell when we were in
okay.
America.
All right, okay.
And myself and the Undertone.
All right, okay.
And we worked out how much, it's 17% of the bill or whatever, and we would count out the money. We would leave it on the table. He came back and lifted it. He came back and lifted it. He took
Yeah. Well, you
You
see,
wee brute.
I know.
He-
Well, you
that's
see,
what he used to do.
a life
And if he would see money sitting on a table, he would say, he lifted money off another table. A
Yeah.
tip off another table.
Yeah, I
he
told
did.
you.
He did.
I know.
In front of us.
Emma doesn't believe you. It's
He
true.
did.
It's true.
We were
Emma. I'm
theft.
a-
We were affronted.
if I
So there's
quote-
money sitting there. I'll get that before the waiter. That's what he said.
If I may misquote President Nixon, I'm a crook.
Yeah.
I first started this when I was playing in bands. There's a man, God rest him, but I can mention his name. His name is Jimmy Devlin. Sorry, but what's this man's name?
Rodney.
Rodney. Sorry, Rodney. I will get back to you in a minute.
It's all right,
Oh, we have to involve Rodney.
I'm involving
okay.
Rodney.
Yes,
Chip
Rodney.
in whenever you feel like it, Rodney.
Okay.
Rodney, are you a musician by any chance?
No.
That's okay.
So you see,
safe.
I know, I just wanted to see if he...
But anyway, this fella called Jimmy Devlin, he's a lovely man, and he lived in Cookstown, and he was the band leader of a band called the Grafton Show Band.
I hear you're celebrating 50 years in showbiz.
I am not celebrating. I was never in show business.
You were in the band game.
That's not show business.
A man told me that last night, that your anniversary is this year.
Well, it could be that amount of time since I first played in a band. But
Yes,
I was
that's
never
what-
in show
that's-
business.
that's what I mean,
I
in
was
a
a
band.
reluctant visitor to
Yes,
show
we
business.
know that.
I've never liked show business, and I've never regarded
Why don't
myself
we
as being a
mark
part
it?
of it. Do you remember we were on the cruise and nearly jumped over the side?
Why don't we mark the occasion?
By doing what?
Do
By
something.
stealing somebody's tip?
No, why don't I get you into the studio to sing?
Why don't you get people to surprise me? Bring
No.
people in like Laurie Cunningham.
No, you
People like that.
be my guest.
Frank Carson. You be my guest?
You
I'll
come
be
in
your
and
guest in your
yeah.
wee program?
No, I'll present the big program, and you be the guest.
Oh,
And
what
you-
a good
and you
idea.
come in and sing.
Oh, that'd be great.
You know what you
Great
bring in
idea.
singers.
Oh, yeah. And I'll go
Here's a
and talk-
man celebrating 50 years in
I'll talk about my
showbiz.
highlights
Aye.
and
No.
things that meant a lot to me.
Yes, we'll interview
And
you.
emotional moments in my life, ups and downs.
You can sing the wee boy up the tree.
My drug hell,
You know.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What really happened with that woman?
Right, Jimmy Devlin.
Excuse me?
Jimmy Devlin. Is it Jimmy Devlin?
Oh, right. Well, in Cookstown. He was a band leader, and at that time I was going through a kind of an unusual stage. I had no money. You see, and he was a very generous man, and he always felt it was very important if one... Who's whispering?
That's a bird on the other end of the phone.
Is that a bird on the other end of the phone? Rodney, have you got a bird there?
Yeah, I'm sitting here outside and there's a couple of birds chirping away.
Oh, that's lovely. Hold on, let's listen to them.
lovely?
It's better than me. Hold on a second. Everybody keep quiet and listen to the birds. Tell you I'm going to shut up. That's lovely.
Isn't that lovely?
You see, that
Are you sitting out in your backyard, Rodney?
No, I'm out at a customer's house here.
Where
I'm
is it,
looking
Ron?
across the whole countryside. I can see
Where
County
is it, Ron?
Down, the whole works.
Where is it, Rodney? Where are you?
Just outside Bamburb, outside Moy.
Would you like to be there?
Yeah, it sounds lovely.
Would you like to be there with a wee half a vodka? Just sitting there now. You know,
Cup of tea and a nice
three
fresh
tomazepam. No, 3 tomazepam, 40 ouncer. You know, 20 fags. You'd love to be sitting there now, wouldn't you? Anyway, this man felt it very important that he'd leave generous tips because he always felt as if, people in restaurants would judge you about the amount of money that you left. And in a small community, which you would normally be in, the world would travel like wildfire. Oh, he's a very generous man. He always thought that was important. So I discovered this. So what we used to do is we would maybe eat. No, we didn't eat in restaurants like cafes, greasy spoons, whatever. I used to discover he would leave maybe a fiver. Like a fiver. A fiver's like 20 quid now,
When but in the 60s, late 60s,
Yeah,
around that
that's
time.
like 20, maybe 40 quid.
Yeah.
It would not be 20 maybe.
I don't know.
He'd leave like a fiver, and I used to see this fiver. I used to go, I could be doing with that. So I got to this kind of idea whereby if we all left, I would drop something onto the table, and so sorry boys, I'd look for it. Now when I got up, I just looked at the fiver. But they caught me one day. And was I sorry?
No.
No. No remorse. No remorse. No.
And Eileen Roarty phoned in to say, stop making fun of Daniel's mooning over Ireland.
I can't help it. I can't help it. It's in my genes.
And she said and also when she was talking to me, she says there's another one of your colleagues comes on in the afternoon and he mimics Daniel and makes fun of him, and she wants him to stop.
Who's that? Alan Simpson?
No,
That's you.
yes.
She didn't realise it was you. That's how good that impersonation is. I've got to do a bit of Daniel.
No,
Now. Go on.
There's a girl waiting to talk to you.
Now go on.
No,
I'm not going to you. Do a bit of Daniel.
no.
Go on.
What? I don't know. What are we going?
Tell me how much. Say how much you dislike me. Go on.
No, I'll not say. I'll not
Go
say
on.
That. No,
You know what he says.
I'll just say, Jerry, would you play a wee bit of Mooning Over Ireland for me, please?
No, I don't like it.
Oh, please, Jerry, because I like all the place names that I mentioned. Kellybegs, and did you know that in Kellybegs they look for eggs as soon as they awaken? Did you ever hear that expression?
Funny enough, I never did.
Oh, God,
That's escaped me.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Would you talk to a young girl on the phone? She needs your help, Jerry.
What extension would she be on?
She'll be on one, and it's Orla. God love her.
Orla. Good morning,
Morning,
Orla.
Jerry.
Now, for instance, there are two types of mashup. That one we just played there now, Dire Straits and The Police, which is quite simple. Just two things juxtaposed together. I know it's wrong to say juxtaposed together. You're only supposed to say juxtaposed.
Yeah.
And the other one was like a kind of a symphony. I like that because do you know what a symphony is? I'm not asking what a symphony is. A symphony is when a composer sits down with all these different instruments and interplays them. So this is the same thing that the people do. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 different instruments in that, 15 different singers. So the guy sits down and he finds a chord structure that's in common with them, and then he puts them all in together. I regard that as art, Sean.
Well, I would like you to do that. Maybe the show band scene, the records from the show band scene. Could you not do a nice mix?
I'm in love with the girl who lives in the house with
what
the
would
white
go with that?
shucklebuck shoes. That kind of thing.
Why don't you do that?
That'd be great.
Yeah, why don't you try that? A show band mix.
Who's that knocking on my door? Old Hucklebuck Shoes. I love you behind the evening shadow falls. Little arrows, little arrows, little arrows, Hucklebuck Shoes. Kind of like that?
Yeah, something.
I can see the possibilities.
Yes.